So yesterday there was a raid on Michael Cohen. Apparently, FBI agents had raided his I guess his apartment or his home or whatever office, and according to the New York Times, the agents had seized business records, emails, and documents related to several different topics, including the payment to Stormy Daniels. So that's, of course, Stephanie Clifford, who's basically countersuing about, hey, look, I'm not, I don't think that agreement that I signed earlier that I got paid for is valid. I should be able to speak out. Okay. So, hey, look, FBI agents got those documents as well. So that's going to be interesting. And that's going to be very, very interesting for Trump. Now, how does that relate to Trump? Well, Michael Cohen is Trump's longtime lawyer. Now, furthermore, prosecutors obtained the search warrant after receiving a referral from the special counsel in the the Russia investigation. That's Robert Mueller. So that is another reason for Donald Trump to be incredibly pissed at Robert Mueller. And of course, I'm gonna talk about that anger. We'll get to his response. Now, first, the seized records also include communications between Mr. Trump and Mr. Cohen, which would most likely require a special team of agents to review because conversations between lawyers and clients are protected from scrutiny in most instances. Most. That is, of course, unless it pertains to a crime, which could get Donald Trump in some major trouble. Now, though Mr. Mueller's team did not initiate the search, it turns out the guy that replaced Preet Bharara, that was fired by Donald Trump, and then the guy that was replaced by Trump. As I said, Trump literally picked this guy. He was a Trump appointee. He signed off on this. So that's awesome. Now, the Times continues, if prosecutors in Manhattan uncover information related to Mueller's investigation, they can share that information with this team. So if this team finds anything, they can go and turn it over to Mueller. And this, of course, if it's anything criminal. You don't think that there's anything criminal in there? This guy has been Donald Trump's lawyer for years. I don't know. There might be. We'll see. Now, President Trump, of course, he was less than thrilled about this development, and he had this to say.
For over 12 months now, and actually much more than that. You could say it was right after I won the nomination it started. And it's a disgrace. It's frankly a real disgrace. It's an attack on our country in a true sense. It's an attack on what we all stand for. So when I saw this and when I heard it like you did. I said, that is really now in a whole new level of unfairness.
Yeah, so again, he's not very happy. It's an attack on America. Really? No, it's not an attack on our country. For one, the president is not the country. And it's not even necessarily an attack. Again, this is the FBI essentially doing their jobs. Again, you have to go through a lot of hoops. I'll explain that later. But look, going after possible criminal activity or behavior is exactly what we stand for. I thought we stood for the rule of law. Don't you guys stand for the rule of law? Don't you believe in rule of law, Trump? No, of course not. Not when it deals with you. We also don't stand for paying hush money to porn stars. But speaking of that, let's get into how Trump is related. Now, Cohen, of course, said he used some of his personal money to pay off Stephanie Clifford. Now, she said that payment, of course, was designed to keep her from sharing details of an alleged affair that she says she had in 2006 with Donald Trump. Ugh. Again, that kind of grosses me out, that entire thought, but there you go. We're still talking about it. Now, Cohen said that he was not reimbursed for the payment, which was made 11 days before the 2016 election. So wait, he's basically saying that he made a $130,000 payment out of the goodness of his heart. to shut up Stephanie Clifford. Without any expectation of payback, by the way. Because, look, the official story is, well, I never got paid back. So wow, what a friend. I would love a friend like Michael Cohen that would pay people off. Well, not that I would need it, just saying. But yeah, I'd love a friend that just would throw out money just like that. What a great friend. Well, in reality, no, he's not a great friend. This was directed. Of course it was. And again, this happened 11 days before the election. And that doesn't raise any flags? No, that's preposterous. Nobody believes that. Of course it raises a lot of flags. And also, there's nobody out there that believes that Trump had no idea that this was going on. He knew. Now, look, the way that Cohen is defending this, it's going to land him in big legal trouble. There is essentially no way out. There's no way out. Like, there is no good answer. But yet, he's still going to try and defend this in some way. Now, the legality with this issue is that, according to Business Insider, Cohen's hush money to Daniels could be considered an in-kind contribution by Cohen to the Trump campaign. Now, I know, it's amazing, but we still have contribution limits in this country. So what he gave would be considered about $126,500 above what he would be allowed to give. So that is a massive campaign contribution, and that would be illegal. Now, if Cohen is claiming to have made the transaction on behalf of his friend and client Trump, which he is, the situation could be seen by Mueller and those investigating the Trump campaign as a coordinated, illegal, in-kind contribution by Cohen for the purpose of influencing the election. He has gotten himself into a fine mess. Again, he's got no escape, right? Either way, you look at it, he is in massive legal jeopardy. So, now back to Trump, right? So, upon hearing this, and we already had his initial reaction, talking to reporters, earlier this morning about the time where Fox and Friends was airing, Trump had tweeted this. I'm going to show you that. Total witch hunt. Actually, that's the second tweet. First, he says attorney-client privilege is dead. It's dead. It's dead, Jim. It's not coming back. And then he tweets, total witch hunt. I don't know about you, but look, that sounds like somebody who is a very stable genius. That sounds like there is absolutely no chaos, but just great energy inside the White House. And now, of course, surprise on Fox and Friends. This is something that they were saying. They were saying that this raid by the FBI is a total violation of attorney-client privilege. Of course. Now, there are other Fox hosts, or at least one other Fox host, the newly returned Laura Ingraham, tweeted, if by raiding the office of Donald Trump's attorney, the FBI violated Trump's attorney-client privilege, this is about to get really ugly. Now, is it? Is it? So here's the thing. In order to get the okay to raid Cohen's office, prosecutors would have had to get approval from high up. In this case, from Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. That is another reason for Donald Trump to try and fire Rod Rosenstein. And to demonstrate to a federal magistrate both probable cause and a need for a warrant instead of a subpoena. So those are rather high bars. In addition, the probable cause would have to relate to a crime centered on Cohen, not Trump or someone else. So, look, this crime would be that in-kind contribution. Would also be bank fraud as well. So, look, you've got Cohen apparently doing these crimes, allegedly doing these crimes, and they think, look, if you get a warrant on Cohen to try and search his paperwork for proof of this, well, in order to get that warrant, you would have to have the probable cause that, and a high enough bar of probable cause to think that he is doing that criminal behavior. And also, there is a concern that he would destroy evidence as well. So, oops. Now, on the attorney-client privilege, well, they also have found a solution to that. There would be a taint team to examine everything before it's handed over to prosecutors to make sure that those conducting the case never see any material that might be tainted by attorney-client privilege. The only way the prosecution would be permitted to examine any material that might otherwise fall under attorney-client umbrella is if it is determined to be part of a crime jointly undertaken by the attorney and the client. But for the privilege to be nullified, the taint team would have to get the approval of the court to present the material to the prosecution. So, again, they're following all the rules, and they're making sure that they don't mess with attorney-client privilege. But if they find something criminal, oh boy. So this could be really bad. In fact, it might be pretty close to say,
ladies and gentlemen, we got it.
No, not yet. Not yet. But maybe soon. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.